I pull up, roll the windows down it. I pull up, roll the windows down it. Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't
Purpose
That's why I spend my life with you.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirrers. You here for hot tea? All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only.
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all.
You guys know we've been debunking Marceau and Letitia since I've gotten on YouTube over here on my platform. They've always given nothing but scammer vibes, and we've literally always been able to debunk every single thing that have come out of their mouth, especially their businesses. But if you guys have been under a rock, Zen Garden and Scholt have finally started their face-off in court, and we have to talk about it. And before we get into it, shout out to Trending at Some Point, and of course, Miss Black Titanic. As far as the official court updates and documents, them two, they've been on it. And I'm going to post all of the links that you guys can go and check out down below. Now, I'm not going to get into everything, but I'm just going to talk about parts of Trending at Some Point video. I do suggest y'all go check out her video. She literally pulled up the deposition on her live, and it's only like 600 something views over there. So go ahead over there and run it up, because I'm trying to understand why y'all not talking about this. This is what y'all been waiting on, and somebody actually got under there and did the groundwork. So shout out to all the bloggers that's actually putting in the work. I'm going to leave her link below in the description box. And also, I'm sorry if you guys hear my background. These people are cutting the grass right when I started my video. Like, be so for real. And then they doing it right by my window. Like, seriously. Had all damn morning to cut the grass. Like I said, we've talked about multiple instances where Scholt have basically let the community down via one of their scams or not completing any of their projects. Or maybe not the community, but really ultimately letting themselves down. And they think they can bully and scam their way to the top, and I just don't think that's how it works. Scholt has basically tried to bully Zen Garden by putting out restraining orders and making it hard for the real victims to take the real perpetrators to court. Allegedly. So basically, Scholt is the plaintiff, and they have sued Zen Garden, and of course, Zen Garden has a countersuit, rightfully so. Scholt is claiming Zen Garden never paid them, but let's be honest, they never paid them due to the cost of overrun and incompletion of projects. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you are up to date each and every time that I upload. To make this as clear as possible, I'm going to be saying Scholt side, and I'm going to be saying Zen Garden side. Now, everybody got their own names, but I don't care to learn them, let's be honest. And if y'all care to really go in depth as far as everyone's names and stuff, head over to Trending at Some Point, because baby, she mapped it out for you. I'm just trying to simplify this thing, and she got a part 2 coming, and I'm gonna be waiting on that. So there's a Mr. Shaw. He's on the Zen Garden side. He's Zen Garden. Just to give you guys some background on him, he's from Cali, but he work in Alabama, and he have 6 structures, and 5 of which are apartments. One of them are a clubhouse. They all receive certificate of occupancy individually between the times of April 2021 and December 2022, with his first tenants being in May or June. And right now he has a percentage of occupancy of about 90%, with 120 units averaging in between 12,000 a unit. He said in court that he reached his occupancy in the middle of 2022. So Zen Garden was created and developed by Zen Garden LLC, and he pays about $75,000 in mortgage monthly. So we ain't really messing with no broke to broke. Now, once I'm done breaking down this little part of the case that I want to speak about over here, because it actually opened up information that we already knew but didn't necessarily know the details of, I'm going to leave some proof on Scholt or Marceau and Letitia's track record as far as everything that they try to market to us in all of their businesses. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's one thing that's completely consistent when it comes to them, and it has something to do with them being incomplete on a lot of their projects. So like I said, check out Trending at some point, but I'm just speaking about the juicy parts of her video, and I'm only speaking about the juicy parts of the beginning of her video. Her live was about 2 hours, and I think you guys will really find it interesting. And I do plan on breaking it down over here. But just so y'all know what I'm breaking down, check out her video. So basically, Scholt filed a mechanic's lien on his property, and the lien was transferred into a cash bond. There was then a transfer of the lien back to the property this past April the 27th of 2023, and now is back to a cash bond again. And I found this to be interesting because what Trending at some point was basically reading from, the lawyer didn't know that all of this was going on. So Scholt's lawyer didn't know that they had transferred it back over to a cash bond, and he asked them, when did they transfer it back? Scholt's attorney found out in court that it was transferred back last week before court. He then asked what was the purpose of the transfer. Zen Garden said to release $804,000 to Zen Garden LLC due to paying a mortgage entrance. And that allegedly threw Scholt's lawyer off, and he told them they would come back to it, but they never came back to it. So that was information that he didn't know. Also, it seems as though Scholt is upset that Zen Garden had brought in other people to help them. And so they're going to start questioning this person or this man, which is Mr. Shaw, and he's a part of Zen Garden. So I already told y'all, I'm just going to be saying Zen Garden Scholt, but it's actually one person that is actually speaking. Something that I found interesting, and you guys, pull up a chair, y'all. Pull up a chair. Because the proof is in the pudding, honestly. So Rachel Byers, that was also a lawsuit, and they sued Zen Garden allegedly because the structure of the pavement of the road caused a road accident due to it not being done correctly, in which was done by Scholt. So Zen Garden had only ever been sued one other time outside of Scholt suing them, and it had something to do with Scholt. Scholt was the cause or the reason of that lawsuit. So the pavement of the road caused a road accident due to it not being done correctly, in which it was done by Scholt and his subcontractor TNC Contractor. He didn't do the striping properly, and that's how it occurred. They never came back to fix it, so Zen Garden had to rehire another company to come back and fix what Scholt had messed up, basically. So again, the only other lawsuit they've had was related to Scholt. So now we're going to get into what I was saying earlier as far as Scholt being upset that Zen Garden had to hire more people. So they started questioning the Zen Garden side. And again, I'm talking about Scholt's lawyer. So they say that the Prime Group Developers LLC and Zen Garden side has an employee or something that worked with them. So basically, Prime Group have an employee that worked with them and Zen Garden. So for whatever reason, they're trying to figure out what relationship the Zen Garden side have with all of the other people that they hired. Zen Garden side was also questioned about the car group, which provided owner representative services to Zen Garden. Zen Garden has no other dealings or relationship with either of these companies, however. So basically, Scholt wanted to know why were they brought on. Zen Garden basically said they brought them on in or about November after feeling like Scholt weren't performing. They had to bring other people in to provide an on-site supervision so they would complete the project in a timely manner. So Zen Garden had to hire an owner rep and also on-site supervision. Like I said, around November, once they felt like Scholt wasn't really doing anything. Also, another thing that I found interesting, there was another company, a small local company by the name of Papa Jack's, that were helping Zen Garden make payments through their credit card. Now, Zen Garden had to go through the local people because they basically found out that all Scholt was doing was going through the locals as well, and they weren't really doing anything. So basically, Zen Garden had to do each and everything on their own because the contractor, Scholt, was not doing anything, and they were just paying the local people. So they skipped out on Scholt and started paying the locals themselves. So if you guys pay attention, basically Scholt wants, what I gather from this is Scholt wants Zen Garden to pay them to pay other people to complete the work. Now, if you guys go back on my channel, you guys would see multiple videos of me saying, isn't he a contractor? Why is it that he have to hire everybody to do these jobs? What is it? Who do he hire? Who is his team? Who do he employ? These are questions that I always ask. And then I had some trolls that'll get in my comments and say, oh, well, he's a contractor. They do subcontract people. My point was, he's a contractor, a general contractor. They don't outsource everything. And that is what Marceau was ultimately doing, which is why Zen Garden, in my opinion, just started going directly to him. Technically, Marceau had to be upcharging him in order to pay himself and the other contractors that he was subcontracting. Do you see how that makes sense? And so those small local companies probably weren't getting paid in a timely manner when Scholt was outsourcing them, which is why it was taking so long, which is why Zen Garden had to hire other people to monitor them, which is ultimately why they just cut Scholt out once they realized Scholt was just hiring the locals and not actually hiring their own employees. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what you think, but I'm going to go ahead and be real with you and let you guys know my theory, which has been my theory all along. Every dime that they have gotten allegedly, and in my opinion, has been put back into them trying to build their home and into their other businesses. The money that they were supposed to get from Zen Garden to work on those projects, I believe they got cheap materials and they tried to cut costs on the project with the road incident allegedly. And that is what they have been doing, trying to keep materials and cut costs. Do y'all remember that one business lady that said that they stole her TV? All of a sudden, they're doing construction and there's a flat screen TV in the middle of a home in the middle of construction. What? So, like I said, we can go on and on and on about the history and their track record and things that they have and haven't produced. And majority of the things that they have thrown in our face and put on a TV screen and tried to insinuate that they were working on or doing some type of projects, we've never actually seen what the outcome of it or what it ended up being like. So them even trying to remodel this home while living in that tiny ass apartment, but you claim you make $17 million. I mean, how, Sway? Or them not having any black bottles in stock. Come to find out, these are just wholesale bottles that they slap their logo on. And actually, they can no longer use the black logo anymore. So they probably going to come out with a new logo and say that they revamped it. Surprise, or something of the sort. But truth be told, these people have no money and they aren't good business people. Or what about this? Saying that you had been working on your children's line since 2017, 2018, only to have an exact replica of the shipping policy of Canvas Beauty and be covering up somebody else's logos with your logo. Oh my gosh. Or one of my favorites, besides the Big Titty Foundation, the Bet on Black, when they had these tables for sale for like thousands of dollars, like $1,600, $500 a table. And then I believe also was asking the community to donate to them. As well as, so boom, these were multiple things. And granted, both of these things were canceled the day before, y'all. So right here is Bet on Black, okay? This one was canceled as well. Haven't heard or seen anything about this. Whatever happened to the rescheduled date? Remember the Marceau and Letitia Big Titty Foundation? Whatever happened to the rescheduled date? They canceled this the day before. When did they reschedule? What was interesting to me, they said that was an annual event, but we never saw it. They had been on TV since 2018. We ain't ever seen them do annual anything. We've never seen them give back to the community or anything. But they tried to play in our face, ask us for money to invest in building a home. Where's the home? I still never seen the home. If they were planning on building the home, they would have already had money that was coming out of their pocket, just like the Expo. None of that money came out of their pocket. Every dime that everybody paid, they used that money to pay the, I guess, vendor for the event and other things, but they didn't pay for anything. So we need to start asking these people every time they get on the internet, where is the house? Where is the house? They wanted to raise $150,000, which in my opinion was court fees or money to put into that home. You could have at least had $50,000 to invest into a tiny home. So it's always interesting to see them pop out in shit like this. And granted, this is just his old ass car that he thought Melody was hating on. That was silver. He literally wrapped it yellow. That's it. That's all. Y'all ever wrapped a car? I do. Wrap them all the time. You can see the detail in the inside. It's silver. He wrapped it yellow. He didn't get a new one. He just wrapped it yellow. Anyways, y'all get in the comments. Y'all let me know what you think about all of this. Check out Trending at some point. I am going to do the other part of her video sometime soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you guys are up to date each and every time that I upload.
Yeah, I pull up, roll the window down it. I pull